Ho, 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 everybody. It's Hitman Claus coming at you on Christmas Eve. How is everybody doing? I'm coming on tonight to do a quick video, and it's a dual video. It's a mail day, and it's a public service announcement for one of our card brothers. So about a week or so ago, I had gotten notice through, I don't know if it was a Facebook group or it was here, I think it was Facebook group, that Broth6, aka Brian Roth, had gotten a box of football cards and stuff from the 70s, and he doesn't really do it. He doesn't collect football, and he was looking to move stuff. So I reached out to him and asked him if he had some Redskins and some, couple of Redskin Hall of Famers. Well, actually, the only really Hall of Famer I was asking about was John Riggins, and he had a bunch. So he gave me a super amazing deal on these cards and filled a bunch of holes in my Redskins team PC. And if you'd like, please hit Broth6 up. And if you do football, I know he's looking to move some stuff, and talk to him what he's got. I'm sure he would be glad to deal with you. He's a great guy, and has some really cool stuff in there. So real quick, what I purchased from Mr. Roth was a bunch of Redskins. The only non-Redskins card I got from him was this 1974 John Riggins. It's his second year card. So I picked that up because I'm a huge John Riggins fan, so I got that right there. And then I picked up another 1978 Joe Theismann. And then I'm just going to go through chronologically what was in the package. So this is a 1973, and this is Roland McDowell. That was the only 73 card in the set. There's the front. And not in the set, but in the package. So that was, and there's the back of the 73. And then he gave me, or it was a bunch of 74s in the package. Got a couple of Larry Browns. And then got a couple of Chris Hamburgers. He is a Hall of Famer. And a top hamburger, not hamburger. Han, like Han Solo, hamburger. And he's a Hall of Famer and all-time Redskin, top 80 Redskin of all time. Actually, there's the front of those 74s, and then the back of the card. So that's those. And again, another top 80 Redskin is Len House. And then we got a Hall of Famer and top 80 Redskin, Ken Houston. Great defensive back. And then another top 80 Redskin, Roy Jefferson. And then a couple of Myron Patios. And then another top 80 Redskin and Hall of Famer, Charlie Taylor. And John Wilbur. So that is the 74s. And then there was a bunch of 75s in here. Top 80 Redskin of all time is Mike Bragg. And I have a top 80 Redskin PC. I'm trying to get one card from each guy in the list, a playing day card from each one. There's a couple of toughies in there, like Sammy Baugh. I don't know if I'll ever get a playing day card of Sammy Baugh, but I have like a modern throwback type card of him. But there's that Mike Bragg, and then Moses Denson. There's the front of the 75s, and then the back of the 75s. So these will slide nicely into my PC binder. And Pat Fisher, another top 80 Redskin of all time. Get another Len House. Roy Jefferson, a couple of Roy Jeffersons. And a couple of Mark Mosleys. He was the last of the straight-on style kicker to play in the NFL. If you don't know what that is, when you watch guys kick field goals and extra points now, they do a soccer kick, so they start off from like the side and they come on an angle to the ball. He used to kick the ball straight on. That was the old school way of kicking, and he was the last straight on kicker in the NFL. So Mark Mosley, another top 80 Redskin of all time. We got a Charlie Taylor and a Walt Sweeney. Next, we move on to the 76 tops, and Brad Dusek and Frank Grant. front of the card. I really like the backs of these 76s. I like that bluish and the orange go well together. And then Terry Hemmerling, he is a top 80 Redskin of all time. And then Calvin Hill, he is the father of NBA legend, Duke legend Grant Hill. Dennis Johnson, not the Dennis Johnson that played for the Celtics. And Billy Kilmer, the starting quarterback prior to Joe Theismann. And then we go on to the 77 tops. Here's another Mike Bragg. Here's the front and the back. Brad Dusick, a couple of Brad Dusics. Jean Fugett, or Fugett. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Here's a nice all-pro card of Ken Houston. Look at that. Look at those mutton chops. Those are badass in 70s. Billy Kilmer. I believe that's his last card. Jake Scott. He came to the Redskins after playing most of his career in, actually all of his career in Miami with the Dolphins. He was part of the 72 undefeated team, part of that no-name defense. This guy probably should be in the Hall of Fame. And a couple of Mike Thomases with the 1,000-yarder call out right there. So that's the 77s. And then what's really cool, the 78s, there's a complete team set of the 78s. So it's the entire team set. I'll go through them real quick. Got the team card. And then we got Mike Bragg. There's the front. And there is the back of the 78s. Eddie Brown. Danny Buggs. Brad Dusick. Ted Fritsch. Jean Fugett. Frank Grant. Chris Don't Call Me Hamburger. Len House. Terry Hermeling. Calvin Hill. He was a Cowboy prior to being a Redskin. And Ken Houston. He was an Oiler. It's funny, his last name is Houston, and he played on the Oilers. Go figure, peeps. Dennis Johnson. And I lied, because this is, I think, the last Bill Kilmer card. 78. Joe Lavender. I always like Joe Lavender with the big glasses and the headband. Harold McClinton. Mark Mosley. Here's my boy, the Diesel, John Riggins. Ron Saul. His brother Rich played for the Rams back in the same time period. Jake Scott. Look at the old 2-bar face mask. Daron Talbert. Actually, I believe he might be in the top 80 Redskins of all time as well, as is Joe Theismann and Mike Thomas. So that completes the 78 set. And there's a lot of the 79 set. We got Mike Bragg. And then the back, we got LSU colors. You got the gold and the purple. You got Coy Bacon. Danny Buggs. Another Danny Buggs. Couple of Brad Duseks. Jean Fugett. Bob Kuzail. Another Joe Lavender with the headband and bespectacled. John McDaniel. Harold McClinton. The Diesel. John Riggins. Ron Saul. And then a couple of Jake Scotts to round out the package. Again, thank you to Brian. You hooked me up with some great stuff, brother. I really appreciate it. And it was funny, he reached out to me today. He said, did you get the package? I saw that it was delivered. I'm like, nope, not yet. And he was all nervous. I said, don't worry. The mail sucks down here. It's probably not going to be here till today. And because it said it was delivered yesterday, and they don't deliver mail here on Sundays. So it was there today. So No worries, man. We're good, brother. Thank you very much, everybody. I hope everybody has a very Merry Christmas tomorrow, and if you celebrate. And I will catch you on the next video, guys. Have a great night. Drink a lot of eggnog with a little bit of in it, and may the cardboard God shine down upon everybody. So I'll see you later, guys. Take care. Again, thank you, Broth6.